go into report setup. So this is how you're going to generate a report layout. So there's no price implications for how many report types, templates, or customers you have. The report setup allows you to design a report to best complement your application, customer, and how you relay your service data in a report. For instance, UPMC service report is a service report that I use quite often. So let's click in here. At the top, you'll notice it's designated as a service report. This is all free key. Okay, so if I wanted to make a change to this at some point, I certainly can, right? If I have a disclaimer, you can include any disclaimers that are associated. Also know that you can build, not just service reports, but also operator logs, lab reports, visit reports. And though we have, those as kind of the titles, know that you can also build very unique reports, such as delivery reports, or even inventory reports with calculated formulas and equations to kind of help you keep up with very, very granular details and information about your inventories too. Seen some very, very cool things done. All right, so over here we've got our report header. So this is the information about my sales rep in the field actually being there and building and creating the report. Below that is a opening comment. You can actually change the name of the comment for the report and what the customer will see. Under that is a test table, another comment, observations, and next steps. From there, inventory, attachments, and signatures. But if I want to make any changes, adjustments, such as inventory being below or above attachments, or any of these things going up or down, you can make those simple adjustments very quickly and easily, and then hit save. You do have a plethora of options over here on the left-hand side that you can add, such as attachments, comments, signatures, inventory, and a number of other things. So you can be very creative with the way that you actually build out a report. Going to components and tests. So once I create a report layout, I will then fill the table with components and tests. Along the left, you'll notice the tests that I am using, like softener online, filter inlet pressure, filter outlet pressure, and beyond. So these are fully customizable to match your application and services as well. Looking at the first component, softener, I've got a fully built list of test types. So let's dive into the filter inlet pressure. So right now it is shown as a full range. So on the full range, you'll be able to see very low all the way up to your controls, and then up to a very high alarm and everything in between. So these are going to be colored, right? All of these parameters are editable, customizable. They're there to match the parameters that you're setting for your customers. Also, if I want an individual to receive notifications on very low, very high, or anything in between, I can do so, right? Create an email alert for that too. That way, if something does go outside a parameter, a significant amount, or it is very, very important, then I can send that to my customer, or I can send that to somebody internally within my own company. So you can manage those differently. Minimum and maximum, we'll take 3 out of that equation from the full context. Record only. This one's pretty cool because you can have some fun with it. So in some of the service reports that I've seen, there is often a explanation. Is something a percentage? Is it a parts per million, etc.? And then also, what's that data point? Well, now you can essentially move those into the same data point. On record only, the control range text will show up under your data point. So if you are doing something in percentages or PPMs, you can change this control range text. It'll show directly under the number that you put in. So very, very useful in some cases. So I wanted to make a mention of that. You can also change the coloration. And again, you can make that something that somebody could be associated with. Alphanumeric. This allows you to use text and numbers up to 50 characters long. So very good for shorthand notes. Binary, yes, no, true, false, green, blue, you name it. You can kind of have a lot of fun with this. Obviously, not just true, false. You can have free key on this as well. list. So if you do want multiple options, multiple choice, this can go for quite a long time. So well over 10. You do have coloration on this as well, and name recognition if I do want to add anybody for an email alert. Always keeping compliance top of mind. Here we've got all the details associated with this report, including text, pictures associated. We've also got system meters, inventory tracking. We've got an attached file we can click into. We've also got my signature and my customer signature as a report sign-off on site, including the date timestamp there too. So just know that you can certainly dive in based on any of these reports, and this never goes away. So if you're a customer with us for 10 years, we're not going to purge your data. You'll always have access to it. Creating a new report. So in the top right, you'll always be able to create a new report no matter where you are in the system, which is very helpful to get you there quickly. So let's go ahead and do a service report. If you do want to capture drive time, you certainly can. Let's create a new report. All right, so here we have the date, timestamp, information, on-site time, who it was recorded by, etc. Here is the customer location. If I want to add a comment, I can easily go to report phrases, add a comment. If I want to go ahead and put in some numbers here, you will see that coloration fills in instantly. So even if something is red, right, whether you fat finger something or maybe something really truly is off, it's going to show instantly. That way that next step can be taken in confidence. And here you go. You're seeing calculated tests instantly populate as I'm filling out details in the report. We do have a drop-down option. So we've got clear, sediment, and turbid for the color. So let's go clear. And UV status, let's say on. Now, here's something that I really like, extra contractual service. So for a number of individuals that I've spoken with, they said, we don't have a really good way to identify what is outside of contract or if this service was outside of contract in any way. And so this is something that I've created to support a lot of those questions. Even something as simple as a yes, no, the dual option that we offer. If something is a yes, extra contractual service, I can also put me or an individual within my company as the receiver of that email notification. If this is an extra contractual service and it's designated yes, that kicks to that individual. That way they know exactly what report number, and who the author was and the customer, so they can go ahead and appropriately bill that in the right manner. So certainly ways that you can use this, not just for external reports for your customers, but also for internal process and process improvement. And I think that's very, very important for this conversation. Closing comment, again, if I want to use a report phrase, thank you for your business, but I also want to come in here and say, you know what, these are things that I think may be important for our next discussion, next service, or my response to what I did on site. Just know that you can put in a report phrase and then also have free key typing, additionally. I can add, I can also subtract. Here we've got our inventory. So with inventory, we're tracking the previous inventory taken. So that would be 15 bags. If I want to say 12 bags is what is on site now. If I do want to put a reorder, if I get close to that point where a reorder is needed, I would just simply click that box. Let's go down here to meter. Put 788. My daily max is 1,000. I get a new email notification if it went over. If I want to add attachments, very simple to upload from the files that you've stored or attach based on your computer. Here's my signature. At the bottom, we have save as draft, save final, and save sign and save as final. So save as draft. If I'm doing a lot of work, but man, lunchtime comes up and I've got a hankering for some roast beef, well, I can save as draft. Okay, I'll come back to it later, pick up the draft, finish it, and move on. Once you save as final, that is finalized. that will be saved instantaneously to your historical reports like you had seen prior. Sign and save, that actually makes it to where a sign and save comes up to where an individual on site would sign off that you have been present. Once I save as final, my inventory order has come up. Okay, so let's go ahead and put in some more inventory. I brought 10 bags to the site and put a little note in here, PO number, let's just say 0987, delivered by, let's say delivered by 22nd. So we go next, who should be receiving this order? If I want to add any pictures, notes, additional, the order's been submitted. So very, very simple to consolidate, right? So not just from a service report standpoint, but you're also able to consolidate inventory into that process, which hopefully makes things a whole lot easier for your internal processes and workflows.